don't mind my saying, it seems to me that you've been wanting for stimulation of late. Aye, the torpor about you is quite palpable. Adventurers are next to kin to explorers, my friend. Like us, you need regular doses of excitement, else you'd like to shrivel up and die. I would hate to see that happen to you, so we'll tell you of a place that will surely set your heart to racing. Andapor Keep. It is a ruined palace situated in the South Shroud, dating back to the 5th Astral Era. If the thought of delving into the past sends your loins of fire, the keep will surely swerve to quench it. The entrance is watched by the woodwiller named Maxine. Give her my name and she will tell you all you need to know. How fares the adventuring fleet? Your gear holding up against the rigors of trade? Make no mistake, my friend. The quality of your weapon may well prove the difference between life and death. If you're serious about such things, there's someone I can introduce you to. Her name is Rowena, and she's a collector of all manners of rare artifacts. She just might have something in your stock to suit your martial prowess. Rowena used to do business in Uldar, but has since relocated to Revenant's Toll, so as to be nearer to the ancient ruins from which she derives her livelihood. Should you ever have a reason to go there, you do well to pay her a call. Friend to the dawn, hear my plea. Tidings most ominous arrive from Gridania. A primal walketh the shroud. Those who have borne the eldritch spirit witness and return to tell the tale, vow that ne'er before have they seen its like. The gods' quiver doth investigate as we speak, and meseems Bolord Lewin would welcome a capable adventurer's helping hand. Pray hie thee to the first bow, and shine thy light upon the matter. So much has happened in this place. If the walls could talk, such tales they would be able to tell. Just when we dare to believe that peace had arrived, another primal awakens. I say, has there ever been rest for the weary? Believe me, I'm quite eager to resume their duties and redeem my good name. I've not forgotten that similar sentiments literally led me to my doom once before. I will not question the wisdom of our Baldasian colleagues. They have bid me to rest, and so I shall. In bringing the struggle against the Empire to a decisive end, the nations of Eorzea spent much of their military strength. Fear the beast tribes have caught scent of this temporary weakness and will give us scant leave to rest. Hero's work is never done, Amkip. The nerve of some petitioners, engaging us as if we had a band of common mercenaries. I should be glad to refuse them all without a second thought. No reward. I know you have scarce had the chance to rest, but I'm afraid there's still work to do. The ultimate weapon's destruction, 'twould seem, had served to embolden the beastmen, who now seek to call down their gods once more. Even as we speak, Yamalja, the Ixel and the kobolds are making preparations for their respective summoning dragons, and that is but half of it. Much to our dismay, all three tribes were somehow able to procure vast quantities of crystals. Oh, my turn to say something? Basically, this means the Primals will be stronger than they were before. Far, far stronger. The previous incarnations will seem as pale imitations. Beast tribes, we believe, began hoarding crystals with a vengeance in the wake of Ultima's weapons made its appearance. You will remember that as the time it devoured 3 primals in one city. The Grand Companies are aware of the potential primal outbreak. Alas, due to the losses they incurred to ensure the success of Operation Archon, they are only equipped to make any meaningful measures. After deliberation, the leaders concluded that they must needs turn to us once more, to thee. The etheric waves that were observed in Mordona do not appear to bear a connection to any beast tribe. Yet much more still remains beyond our knowing. We must be prepared for all possibilities. I am loath to send you into the midst of danger again so soon, but none have proven themselves more capable against the primals than you. We undertake this mission, Amkip. You have my thanks. I truly do not know what we would do without you. Go ahead, Thankered. With circumstances as they were, I hadn't had a chance to properly express my gratitude. I owe my life, thank you. Amkip, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Certain failures had left me feeling powerless. I wanted to be stronger that I might do right by my fellow Scions. Instead, I caused you all no end of grief and suffering. I swear to you it shan't happen again. Owing to everyone's ministrations, I am quite recovered now. I hope to return to my duties again soon. Thancred's return marks the beginning of a new chapter for the Scions. Let us renew the fire in our hearts and continue to press ever forward. Now then, back to the matter of the Primals. With no fewer than 3 of the beings threatening to appear, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. We must take it one sure step at a time. Orianche has the overview of the situation as it stands. Please speak with him to receive guidance on your mission. Amkip, it pleases me to see you well. Do excuse me for interrupting, Amkip. My lady, the gentleman from the Asgana exports has just left. I understand now why you didn't want to receive him. You did well, Tataru. Please inform the guards that we will not be receiving any further guests this morning. Thank you, my lady. Ever since we defeated Gaius Van Baelsar and destroyed his ultimate weapon, the eyes of the world have followed our every move, scarce remembering to blink. Where once we worked in secret with precious few friends and all too many enemies, we are now besieged by benefactors, each one more eager than the last to offer us his complete support. A true embarrassment of riches. Of course, every promise of patronage comes with a price. Some make their intentions known from the start, while others endeavor to engage us more subtly. Just how they will, the message is ever the same. We shall help you, but only if you help us. The gentleman Tataru spoke of was more brazen than most. In exchange for certain supplies, he would have us resolve a business dispute. Naturally, I refused him, as I have of every merchant of his ilk. Alas, the syndicate's overtures are not so easily rejected. When we formed the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, it was with the goal of serving Eorzean, not the interests of individual Eorzeans. Our neutrality is fundamental to our cause. In my heart, I know this to be true. And yet, if accepting these offers of patronage could empower us to do greater good, why not that we warrant greater consideration? A Baldesion can accept being generous beyond measure, but we cannot expect them to. Forgive me, I did not mean to burden you so. Yet my urge to share this dilemma may not be wholly misguided. Might I impose upon you to consult the others? They would like to have their own opinions on this matter. I confess I am conflicted. Maybe wise to consult with the others. Rika, you are meeting with the Admiral shortly after the Levinson sent word of the summoning of Titan. Then mayhap you may also recall my words to our host. I said unto Melvin that her people had broken their treaty with the kobolds, and that the beastmen had justly responded, that we had recalled to intervene in a conflict which she herself had invited. I spoke in short the truth. And wherefore did I speak it? Because owing no allegiance to Limsa, I felt no compulsion to allow the Livinsons to distort the facts of the narrative which justify their actions and absolve them of guilt. Upon this subject, Minfila can expect a similar reply. Our many dalliances with the city-states have already weakened our claim to neutrality, but the path she contemplates would see us relinquish it entirely. Fortune begets power, and power fortune. That we, and especially you, have power is beyond doubt. The question is what to do with it. You may be interested to know that there is a growing belief amongst the refugees that Alamigo could be liberated. If only the Scions would commit their strength to the cause. Yet theirs is but one of many causes. We are stranded at a crossroads, Amkip. Each path is paved with good intentions, but where they lead is far from clear. Such knowledge that I possess of the beast tribes and the primals is at thy disposal. Whether man or beastman, we are wont to seek power when plunged into the black depths of despair. That despair doth begin with the Amalja, whom we have already summoned forth Ifrit. With our comrade Thancred now returned, thou wouldst do well to seek his counsel. 'Tis the lot of the powerful to attack the covetous as well as the needy. Thus doth Produce dictate that those with power proffer aid with one hand, while the other resteth ever on the hills. Alas, we have not the luxury of time to decipher our petitioners' machinations, nay, not what the beast tribes do labor unseen to fight and defeat, to raise up their fallen primals once more. Doubt not that they shall return, stronger and bolder both, nor that we shall be the ones to meet them. This sacred charge shall ever be ours. 'Tis but a pity we are so few and our fortune so finite. None can deny that we would benefit from more support, but if it comes at a cost of our principles. Neutrality was ever a delicate matter. I lost count of the times I've had to explain to our people that our allegiance need not necessarily lie in the same place as our headquarters. Mind you, if we are to sell our service to Vergil, we might as well declare our fealty to Udam now, and have done with it. I'm quite sure Ida would enjoy the bribes. I've been receiving a lot of gifts lately, but Papa Lima keeps making me send them back. It wouldn't be so bad, but some of them are really nice. I mean, very nearly abandoning your principles nice, do you know? Confirmation has just arrived from the Immortal Flames. 'Tis as Oriange said, I fear. The Amalja have already summoned Ifrit. A confrontation with the Lord of the Inferno is inevitable. I'd like nothing more than to lend you my blade, but the students of Baldessian insisted I refrain from taking to the field where it concerns primals. I know not the workings of it, but it seems that the recent events have left me especially susceptible to tempering. As much as I hate missing out on the fun for everyone's sake, I must sit this one out. Instead, I will focus on gathering and analyzing data. Now, the Immortal Flames have already conducted a preliminary investigation into Ifrit. They may well have information that will be of use to you. Do pay a visit to the Hall of Flames and speak with Commander Swift. One last thing before you depart. Doubtless you remember Minfilia's words, but this Ifrit is a far cry from there. Primal you first defeated. You will want to assemble your most dependable comrades for this mission. Be safe, my friend. The situation is not wholly unexpected. I too have given much thought to our organization's future, though it would seem to have reached a different conclusion. Mayhap at this time I made my feelings known to the antecedent. Come along, Amkip. Alphano, Amkip, it's aught amiss. You desired counsel, so you shall have it. Minfilia, the signs of the seventh dawn must leave Ul'dah. We must do what? So long as we remain within Ul'dah territory, we'll never be free to act with impunity. Moving our headquarters to Vesper Bay only to delay the inevitable. We have demonstrated our capabilities and the Syndicate has taken note. They will not suffer our organization to remain independent now. We are far too dangerous for that. Surely you realize that they are the reason Vesper Bay still lacks an ether, right? They know full well how beneficial one would be to our cause, which is why it and the others favor. Which is why it and other favors will be denied us unless we cooperate. If Ul'dah is no longer suitable, where would you have us go? Experience has taught us that the appearance of neutrality is as important as the reality. Accordingly, we must keep each of the great nations at arm's length and plant our banner in a place which all agree to be beyond their borders. Mordona. Reverend's Toll, to be precise. It lies within neutral territory and offers all the essential facilities we require. By way of additional benefit, also frequented by a veritable legion of adventurers who may serve to supplement our ranks. I am, of course, conscious of the fact that we have developed a certain bond with the Ul'dah people over the years, but I truly believe this to be our best course of action. As you yourself observed, you have invaluable ties with the local community, forged through years of concerted effort. Ul'dah is our home, Alphano. To cast aside everything we have built and start anew in that desolate wasteland would be beyond reckless. The decision is yours to make, Antecedent. I ask only that you recall the shared purpose which first moved us to form the Signs of the Seventh Dawn, and which moved you to follow the path of the 12 ere that. We aspire to an ideal, you and I, just as my grandfather did, and that makes us more than comrades in arms. Remember as your family as... That will be all, Alphano. I'm sure you have some familiar affairs of your own to attend to. Your concern is most generous, but no, I've left them in the hands of men better suited to the task than I. I could not very well allow my personal affairs to come before the needs of the Order, after all. Ul'dah, has it truly come to this? Oh, Amkip, pray attend to Alphano. He's engaged in some business or other and requires your assistance. Pray be on your way. Alphano waits upon you, and I have much to think about. Oh, and tell him you shall write an answer in due time. Confounded. She knows what must be done, and she hesitates. All because of these fanciful rumors. I should explain. Minfilia's mother, adopted mother, was among the great many who perished during the calamity. Flamine was her name, though you may know her better as the songstress of Ul'dah. She was a performer of singular talent and much beloved by the people of Eorzea, not to mention a certain Charlian minstrel. As you may imagine, the news of her passing was greeted with shock and disbelief by her adoring followers. many of whom refused to acknowledge what had happened. That her body was never found only served to encourage speculation. Minfilia too struggled at first to accept the truth, but Flamine's absence stretched from months into years. She saw that there could be no other explanation. Until recently, at any rate, for whatever reason, rumors have once again begun to circulate that Flamine is alive and well. One of her informants, Father Iliad, sent word that a woman matching the doctor's description has been seen as late at the seaside resort of Costa del Sol. If you can succeed in tracking her down, I have no doubt that any words that now plague Minfilia's heart might be assuaged. Immediately sent forth for La Nosea at once. Let us reconvene there and inquire with Master Gergaruju as to the veracity of these rumors. I might have to be home. Could be scholastic. That's called saucer. Primal Wol, we thank you for coming. Then General will be heartened to hear that you have answered the call. As we have already relayed to the Waking Settlements, Ifrit has returned. For the sake of peace in the region, we humbly request that you vanquish him. Primal was to be found in his domain, the Ball of Embers. To get there, you must use the beastman Aetherite found within the depths of Zaharak, the Amalja's stronghold. The Amalja has constructed their own Ethernet from salvaged Aetherite shards. This being the case, you should be able to use it without problem. No doubt you already know this from your fellow Scions, but the present incarnation of Ifrit is far stronger than the last. Facing it with any fewer than 7 of your Silas comrades would be ill-advised. That is all the intelligence we have to share. The rest is in your hand. I shall pray for your victory and save your joy. Your current rank is Flame Private First Class. If you wish to become Flame Corporal, you must fulfill the following requirements. By the power vested in me, I appoint you to the rank of Flame Corporal. May you fight to the last for coin and country. Someone multi-boxing? Oh, I wonder if it's multi-boxing bards. Let me see. Yep, bards. How are they hiding the weapon though? Whoa. I've heard much of your deeds in recent days. You come to lend your strength to the Primal investigation, yes? Your aid is most welcome. I shall proceed directly to the matter at hand. Though still unsubstantiated, ill rumors still amongst the townspeople of late. Rumors of a shadow-clad knight who rides in the shroud. Under normal circumstances, they would pay such idle ghost stories little heed. This time, however, we have reason to suspect. We have not to gain by rushing to judgment. Whenever you go to the streets, we'll speak with people and hear their words with your own ears. Ghost Knight. I saw him, clad from head to toe in armor that seemed forged from shadow itself, galloping through the shroud atop his hell's-born steed. Mark my words, the trees themselves were quivering in fear of that night. I've not slept a wink since I returned. I saw him clear as day. Clear as night, you might say, with me own 2 eyes. More fearsome than rider in this ghastly steed. I know not where he traveled, but I can assure you you've not seen a more frightening beast. One thing I can tell you, friend. That was no spectre or shadow. Nay, he was solid as you or me. Don't speak up on me like that, friend. Forgive me. Ever since I spotted a glimpse of that ghastly horseman, my heart won't stop racing. I knew the elementals would punish us sooner or later for daring to disobey the will. This is surely a sign that sinister happenings to come. Yes, I saw the Black Knight. After which I promptly fled from my dear life. Should you end up in my position, you'd be wise to do the same. I have my pride, but I'm not fool enough to cast my life away. Besides, one look was enough to know. This is a manifestation of pure evil. Already turned that massive sword against Gridania, all alliances would, as one, could not hope to stand his way. Knight clad in shroud forge armor, a mammoth sword and Hellsborn steed. It's clear now. Worse forebodings have proven most unfortunately prescient. A ghostly knight atop of a baleful steed, as I feared. Rumors bear most unauspicious resemblance to the references of ancient scripture describing Odin, the dark divinity. It is my suspicion that the Dark Horseman rumor is indeed Odin, and furthermore, that his malevolent presence is the Primal. And yet before God's quiver takes action, I would seek the counsel of one verse in the holy writings. Make way for Quarry Mill and seek out Brother Opepes. I will know what he knows, and be swift, Wol. Odin surely come to the shroud, time is not on our side. I am Opepes. And you must be the adventurer I've been expecting. Ah yes, Odin, the dark divinity. Bowen Lowen is understandably distressed at his arrival. As one who has read the scriptures, however, I am not entirely surprised. Odin, as the ancient writings have it, rode forth into our world running as a dark blade capable of cleaving earth in the heavens. By his fell blade did perish earth herself, and countless multitudes of her people. At long last, the great hero of Alag did arise to do battle with the dark god. Odin was slain, and his spirit sealed within a forest spring. For years, this was thought to be a mere wives' tale, a ghost story told by mothers afraid their young ones into obedience. But recent archaeological studies at Allagan ruins have unearthed a damning evidence to the contrary. And now, these rumors. Scriptures claim that the dark divinity slumbers in Earth's font, deep in the heart of the shroud, where the power of a crystal confines him. I ventured into the forest and seen the crystal with mine own eyes, but this was many years ago. It is entirely within the realm of possibility that something has gone terribly awry, and that fetters of crystal confine the dark divinity no longer. I would send you to Earth's font to investigate the matter, but be forewarned, your path will not be an easy one. Should any spirits stand in your way, this water of cleansing should avail you. crystalline gel that held the dark divinity in check. We able to ascertain what's become of it. Magical energy still remains in the stone, though its powers have grown dim. What's more, behold how the stone has been clear in twain. By Odin's fell blade, there can be no doubt. Yet, yes, there can be no doubt as to the identity of our own welcome guest. And yet, it is almost curious. Most curious, if the dark divinity rides free, why does he carry in the shroud? Any road, you are to be commended for your bravery, adventurer. Simi is preparing a report on this very matter as we speak. I would be most grateful if you could share your findings with her as well. So it is indeed as we feared. The seal on Earth's font has been broken, and the dark divinity rides again. I must draft a report immediately. Hold on 1 second here. What do I have? 47, 46. Your assistance in the investigation has proven invaluable, adventurer. You have our thanks. With your aid, I have finally managed to complete my report. A thorough survey of all eyewitness reports, along with most credible theories regarding the dark divinity's presence in the shroud. I intend to deliver copies of the report to Brother O. Apesi and Brother Low and myself. Science, too, will no doubt be eager to deliver our findings. I would be most appreciative if you could deliver a copy to Urianji in my stead. My duties demand that I remain composed, but in truth, I fear for the fate of our people. Should the time come that the dark divinity draws his blade against Gridania, promise me we can count on your aid. Here at Nedric's recommendation, then you must not be without skill. That said, it is my duty to warn you of the dangers that await. The fortress you was built by the Andaporia, an ancient people who rose to power upon arcane knowledge. During the heyday of their civilization, they built magnificent structures such as this. Alas, the splendor has long faded into memory, and the keep has become lair from the lamps of Dalamud, a doomsday cult. Some of the cultures have been succeeding summoning void scent, and we welcome capable adventurers who would be willing to keep their numbers in check. Ah, you've arrived. Let's see if Master Gegaruju can shine any light into the rumors regarding Flamine. Oh, sweet siren of sands, my Mikote muse, why have you forsaken me? In vain, I mean, Amkip, what brings you to my humble resort? Flamine? You mean to tell me the goddess made flesh who dwelt among us until very recently was the songstress of Ulda? Egads, man, if I known that, I would have chained her to my bedpost and never let her leave. Oh, for shame. Do you think she not ply as a trade for the riffraff of the west, off to the west, or wherever she said she was going? It's a tragedy, I say. A tragedy. West is it? Thank you, Master Gegaruju. Your information will serve us well. Said, there are numerous places you could be. I should begin my search by the docks and see if any witnesses have some knowledge to spare. We'd most appreciate if you could travel to Wineport and do this thing. Well, if it isn't Amkip, Savior of Wineport, to what do we owe the pleasure? Ah, yes, we did receive a customer matching that description. She was a delight to behold, to give the woman her due. But her perfume was so ghastly, I had no choice but to eject her from their premises. Interfering with tastings, you understand. If she is your query, why not consult with your blind associate? His olfactory perception is without peer. Given that I could smell the woman from a mile away, I dare say you can smell her from 10. That's a good compliment Shamani, that's for sure. That's actually cool. So there's no need for me to have it here. Next time we see terraces, anything like that. Any terraces kind of like this is in Yangshan. You wanted to know if I've seen a Makote Alas by the name of Flamine? I wish. I've seen a lass of any description for far too bloody long. I see you've had many grand adventures since you last spoke, Amkip. You must share them with me sometime. A girl for a little while ago. One does not forget a perfume like that. So robust and intoxicating, yet simultaneously familiar. Reminiscent of a bloom native to these parts, in fact. I said as much when we spoke. She complimented my powers of observation and asked me where she might find some of the flowers. So I told her to follow the road south into Raincatcher Gully and then head east across after crossing the second bridge. Flowers which grow in the shade of the cliff have its strongest scent, you see. If you make haste, you might yet find her there. Ooh. I'm in your debt, stranger. I did not realize my activities had aroused the goer's ire until it was too late. Their oils can be made to make a perfume, you see, and I... Flamine, I don't. Who are you? Whom do you serve? It appears you've already found our woman. Considerably impressed, my friend. The stonks is in full I presume. Minfilia, or should I say, Asilia, is looking for you. Asilia! You're the very picture of health, my lady, yet the world thinks you dead. I can only conclude this was by design. The question is, why? Not everyone who endeavors to find me so with best intentions does so with the best intentions, child. You will be pleased to know that I fully intend to reveal myself to Minfilia when the time is right. Oh, well, that does please me, more than you know. But tell me, sojourns in the forest of La Nosea aside, When exactly will the time be right? When I deem it so. Do you imagine I traveled all this way on a whim? As I was telling you, associate prior to intrusion, I came here to harvest these flowers for use in perfume. Does that satisfy your curiosity, or would you interrogate me further? My apologies for the interruption. Anyway, now that we account for, might we continue this conversation in a safer locale? Wineport, you say? Rescued yet again from the jaws of a ravenous guru. How quickly we forget the lessons of the past. Though I was not solely blamed for that foolishness. This is not at all how I envisioned it. I can scarce begin to imagine what emotions will go through Minfila's heart when she reunites with her mother after all these years. Despite her years of nomadism, it seems that Lady Flamina has kept a close eye on the affairs of our order. Surprisingly close, in fact. Suffice to say, she is nothing if not resourceful. One does not develop such skills without effort, without reason. You say my daughter waits us in Vesper Bay, yes? I've kept her waiting long enough. Let us be off in the next ferry. I can finish fashioning the perfume along the way. Understood. Come with me. It would be my pleasure to escort you to the Waking Sands. I was hoping... Okay. Amkip, I am most heartened by thy safe return. Wert thou able to cast light on the shadows that haunt the shroud? So it is true. Having awakened from nigh eternal slumber, the dark divinity now rides free in the shroud. Whilst you were afield, I immersed myself in the scriptures. The more I scoured the words, the more I did realize that the writings draw heavily upon the elegant historical chronicles. History is quite a fascinating beast, is it not? One nation's glory is another's suffering, one nation's great hero another's most abhorrent villain. I mean not to speak in platitudes, only to say there is never but a single side to any story, even a story that is presented as historical fact. To what end did the great hero of Alag seal Odin in the jail of Kerstal? What impels the dark divinity to write once again? Cast thine light on the shadows of history, my friend, that we might be delivered into it from the darkness. Antecedent. You have a guest. I mean? Celia. I haven't seen a light like this in years, Amkip. I never truly believed it when they told you you were dead, but what kept you away for so long? The Imperials came for me, as I always knew they would, and so I resolved to stay far away from you as I could, lest the pursuit of me endanger you and your cause. I could think of no better way to grant you the freedom to continue your work. And continue as you did, achieving things I would not have imagined possible. Followed your every success and celebrated in secret. I'm so proud of you, Celia. You learn from the best. I have a gift for you. Charles said to you, perfume. You remembered. How could I ever forget? You wore it all the time. If I ever lost sight of you, I could find you again just by following my nose. I did not think it was made anymore. You must have gone to so much trouble. It was no trouble for me, darling. I fear I could not say the same for Amkip, however. I could not have made it without him. Thank you, Amkip. Thank you both. There's something else. This is the cat's eye I found. All these years you kept it. My father was a member of the Alamegan Resistance. When I was yet a child, he brought me here to Old Dot. The accident which claimed his life happened shortly after our arrival. It was Lemmy who took care of me then. She raised me as her own, taught me everything I needed to know how to survive. I am no stranger to the facts of your history, yet I have failed to grasp their implications. It's clear there's much I do not know, about you and your mother both. One of the first lessons to me concerned mining, and I was a very dedicated student. This cat's eye was the first stone I ever unearthed. It wasn't much, of course, but I was exceedingly proud to have found it nonetheless. So I gave it to Lemine as a gift. She said it was beautiful, but there I am at a loss. Why are you returning this to me? Something amiss? No, Celia, nothing is amiss. Quite the opposite. I need you to realize how far you've come and how much farther you must still go. You and your allies have accomplished more than I could ever hoped. You have succeeded where I failed and made me so proud that words fail me. But even as I marvel at the woman you've become and all the many things you've done, I cannot help but think of that which you have yet to do and what it may entail. Celia, daughter, you cannot stay here anymore. You and the Sirens must leave Old Dot. You built it once, Celia. You can build it again, and this time we'll do it together. Truly. Alphano, the time has come for the Sirens to leave Vesper Bay. We shall establish a new headquarters in Ravenous Toll as you proposed. Much work lies ahead of us. Inform our fellow Sirens and send word to the students of Baldesion. Preparations begin at once. It is all well good that we have found ourselves a new home in Revenant's Toll, but there is much to be done, and in so little time. Our first step will be to secure the cooperation of the Adventurers Guild representatives there. Were it not for the Guild's considerable efforts, the original Camp Revenant's Toll would have never been established, much less its more heavily fortified successor. However, with construction still ongoing and resources in short supply, it seems certain that the Guild will require something in return for their support, sympathetic to our cause though they may be. Whatever they ask, I shall not begrudge it. To be plain, we need them more than they need us. Without their assistance, such essential tasks such as securing new facilities, cultivating relationships with local merchants, and recruiting adventurers would prove difficult, if not impossible. You need not concern yourself with such matters, XIV. Really, Alphino, if I need to concern myself with anything, it surely matters such as these. Indirectly, perhaps. I submit to you that instead of concerning yourself with you might concern yourself with a different matter, namely to whom the resolution of such matters might best be entrusted. And here I am. Nor do I come alone. May I present the esteemed emissary of the Adventurers Guild at Revenant's Toll. It is an honor, antecedent. Upon receiving word of your intentions from Master Alphino, we thought it best to begin talks at the earliest available opportunity. Know that my associates at Revenant's Toll hold the signs of the Seventh Dawn in the highest regard. We should be honored to welcome your organization. There are, of course, certain provisions which must needs be negotiated. If it please you, I would do so. It does. Sir, unless I'm very much mistaken, you are one known as Amkip, are you not? May I say what a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance? Slothborn spoke of you in most glowing terms. To steal the Imperial Reaper and then use it to improve the Gallian costume and taken few would contemplate, and fewer would still survive. You shall always be welcome at Revenant's Toll. We hope you will favor us with your presence ere again ere long. Well, it seems your reputation precedes you. Mayhap I should dispatch you to Revenant's Toll with all haste, as first intended. Before I do that, I dare say you have earned yourself a rest. After all, you have traveled so far, and there's so much you have done for us, and for me. We will speak again anon. Till then, take care. Amkip, were you able to get some rest? I would ask you to come with me to the Solar. Alphino has just returned, and it would seem that there is something he would share with us. You're here. Good. I come bearing news. The negotiations are concluded. And our friends at the Adventurers Guild have agreed to furnish us with the new facilities and materials in port in exchange for our assistance in the ongoing defense and development of Revenant's Toll. The Scions of the Seventh Dawn shall have new home in Mordona, the Rising Stones. A bittersweet victory, if truth be told. I cannot deny I had come to look forward to Tartura's tales of our many guests and many, many demands. From the waking stones, sands to the rising stones. Passably poetic. That wasn't your doing, was it? I too have news to share. In expectation of this momentous day, I personally informed the Alliance leaders of our plans, and they each have pledged their full support, General Reborn included. Moreover, I've decided the time is right for us to cast off the vestiges of our Order's veil of secrecy and announce ourselves to the world. Are you sure that's wise, Antecedent? If anything, it is a mere formality. Our existence is quite possibly the worst kept secret in Eorzea. Let us affirm our identity, proclaim our achievements, that all may know what the signs of the Seventh Dawn stand for. Well, obvious risk apart, it would be nice to receive a little more recognition. And the people have a right to know who saved them. It is my hope that this gesture will encourage the people of Eorzea to place their trust in us, and reveal to them the true extent of our power, yes, but in so doing I would show them that it is a power accountable to no one, and at once to all. And what of us, we who have felled primals and faced down the Empire? To you, my fellow Scions, I would say this. Prepare for the challenges which lie ahead, for they will be great indeed. Great, I say, yet no greater than us, and we will rise to them, as we have time and again, united as one. Let me see some way I can... Wait, that area is said to be rich in minerals. Maybe I should ask Philomene to teach me the basics of mining too. That's where she gets it. Do you ever wonder how he does it? Alphinaud, I mean. It was almost predictable that he should appear with an emissary of the Adventurers Guild mere moments after I had expressed the need to forge ties between our organizations. Truly, his sense of timing rivals even your own. Setting such mysteries aside for the present, I have a task for you. I would like you to deliver these documents to Slathborn. They concern our forthcoming move. Do take care on the road and represent as well, Amkip. I was told to expect a Scion, but I didn't expect it to be you. It's been far too long, Amkip. Do you have something for me, yes? Let's see now, yes. Everything appears to be in order. You've been staying with us for a while, yes? Or that we had a dozen more like you. Since we don't, though, we'll just have to give you the work of a dozen men. I jest. Here we are. Back to the work of a dozen men, I see. But I jest. Even I can appreciate that an important man such as yourself has little time for menial tasks. But since you're here, mayhap you'd be keen on having a look around the Scion's new home. See that impressive new structure over there? That's the place. It was originally built to house a branch of the guild, you see. As such, it comes complete with a tavern where their adventures can rest from the road, fill their bellies with the good food and drink, and their ears with tales of fortune to had about the realm. Make it a bit raucous at times, but I imagine it'll be a good place to send and recruit capable men and women to your cause. Come with me, I'll show you around. Thank you, Amkip. I'm sorry to interrupt. I have most urgent news. We've received grim tidings from Gadani, and it would appear that our aid is required at once. I must ask you to report back to the Waking Sense with all due haste. Something of glad, right, friend? I can't say I'm privy to the details, but it appears there's no time for a leisurely tour. But no worries, you can rest assured that I'll see to all the necessary arrangements. Pray return anytime you've seen your more pressing matters. $49.49. Oh, it's Nero. Do I know you? Ah! Unless I'm very much mistaken, you are the famed adventurer who bested the Guardian Empire's general, are you not? The great Amkip Wol himself. Amazing. And a little more than a little serendipitous. One might even call it fate. I but recently received word of a truly unique opportunity. You see, an opportunity like which none but one of your proven worth could take advantage. The reward? Not less than the accumulated knowledge of a fallen civilization. The risk? A single misstep could cost you your life. But what is a little danger to a story hero such as you? A man with absolute confidence in his own ability stands to profit handsomely in this venture. No, I crave no recompense on my part from bringing this opportunity to your attention. The historic discoveries you shall make me will reward be important enough, I assure you. If my words have fanned the flames of your curiosity, then I bid seek you a man by the name of Rambros at the St. Conak's Find. It is he who stands at the doorway of the untold marvels, awaiting the arrival of a champion bold enough to march across his threshold. Yeah, whatever you say, Nero. Oh, well, if it isn't Amkip, just the adventure I was hoping to see. Do you know of the blacksmith Ingenolf? He's quite an accomplished craftsman. In fact, anyone who has dealt with the Rowena is sure to have come across his creations. It's always a pleasure to have him as regular here in the Seventh Heaven, but he's been quite irritable as late, practically drowning in his cups. I fear his recent work, perhaps lack thereof, may have something to do with it. This may be seen as trifling matters to someone who has traveled as yourself, but it would mean so much to me if you would speak to him. I can think of no one better to offer him a word of encouragement. Your reputation precedes you. In fact, it is for that reason I'd like to introduce you to someone. The minstrel at the end of the bar I wandered here the other day said he was seeking inspiration for a new ballad, the sort of only an adventure of distinction could provide. Who better than the man who saved the world to give this minstrel the stories he seeks, eh? Humor the gentleman, I say. Dawn may manage the darkest night, yet even the primal desires burn. Two swords shall vie to lay them low, a blade born of light and a blade forged of might. Alas, man may entrust his fate unto but one. Lest you wonder, those are the words of Archon Louis. While not written as poetry, I find poetry within them nonetheless. Years ago, when I arrived in this land, I was beset with peril day and night, forced to endure countless trials which twisted my mind, my body, and my faith. And I am not ashamed to admit I would have faltered had it not been for the help of a handful of nameless adventurers, honest men and women who proffered the hand of friendship to a weary soul and led them safe from darkness. When I look upon you, I am reminded of them. I can tell that you are well-traveled and possess both of constancy and character. You are a man of the adventuring profession, yes? I seek a valiant hero whose deeds might serve as inspiration, and I have reason to believe I have found it. After all, was it not you who faced Gaius von Belsar and his elegant weapon? You must tell me everything that happened. Nary a single detail, I beg of you. Truly a story-worthy legend, and it so eerily matches the writings of Archon Louis. Two swords shall very low to lay them low, a blade born of light and a blade lord of forged of might. Last man made entrust his fate unto but one. The Black Wolf was a conqueror who aspired to rule through might, and the weapon was key to his ambitions. Yet in the end, the people of Eorzea trusted their fates to a brilliant blade, the Warrior of Light. One rather fitting moniker, in my humble opinion. Thank you. At last I found the inspiration I sought, a battle to decide the fate of a realm. Words, the notes, I can feel them coming together. Your tale, Amkip Wol, your song. From an era long forgotten, a blade of midnight drawn, from a distant land uncharted, a warrior who bears the dawn. I've seen more and more visitors of the godforsaken place lately. Most of them hardened types thinking a worthy test of the metal. Trust that my count 2 month. Look, you can hear this from me, but word has it that the Copperbell mines are looking for it. Not unlike the 8th hell in recent days. The stone torches would have us believe that they have matters under control, but the miner acquaintance of mine would beg to differ. It says the torches have proven far more adept in quelling rumors than Hegontanachins, if you catch my drift. Why do I betray this knowledge to you? I fear for my friend's life, my mine own as well, should these hulking monstrosities break free to the surface. If this is how you seek, what say you accidentally find your way to Copperbell and proffer your services? An adventurer can hold its own in battle. Just so happens I've gotten word of a new challenge from one of your talents. Requires a bit of travel and dash heroics, but be worth your while. St. Danelon's a lovely time at this time of year. For training grounds in Alitalia, I'll wager. The place fell into disuse after the calamity, but some adventure are another put it to rights. Its owners aim to train gladiators and adventurers once more, just as in the old days. A little paint, a little brat, a mass burial, and now the place is ready to take on challenges. If you're at all keen down the notion, go and talk to my friend Arl down there. He'll get you in the door. Ah, there's an industrious hand. An adventure in need of a good bit of business, if I'm not mistaken. The anthill you want is the Amagina Sons in Mineral Concern. Something's kicked it over good. They put the word out for adventures. Have skill, will move fast, that sort of thing. Perfect you want. For you, I warrant. A bit of a handful, mighty aggressive, but nothing you can't handle. The twins. You find in the Miners Guild. Talk to Cesaruka. He's the milder of the two. Milder of the two. You're Amkip Wol, by the onion. The very man I seek at Driswhite's behest. I don't know the pop anchor? Why, you trained together at the Culinarians Guild. He's at a place in Costa del Sol now, the Flying Shark. And the sharpest knife in the block is just a daft, but he's loyal. He's got a friend out there by the name of Weisky, and he seems to be in need of your help. I'd say you go look him up, eh? You're Amkip Wol. I got a message from an old friend of mine. He needs your help for an important task, he says. He's highly confidential business, so I can't give him his name. Let's just say he's well known in Lumsa. Odds are you recognize him. Anyway, I'm not at liberty to divulge anymore. If you're minded to take on the task, head over to Lumsa and seek out a local named Denston. That's not my friend, mind you, but one of his men. I'm a friend of mine sent word that he needs to keep adventure, you see, and I naturally thought of you. Was this friend, you ask? Well, I know none other than Commodore Raynor and the Yellow Jackets. He and I met back when he first started as a culinarian, and we've been friends ever since. And he wrote, I'd appreciate if you paid him a visit and inquires what he's doing. Find the Coral Tower with these Yellow Jackets. Forgive me, friend. The most chilling encounter of mine has my nerves on edge. I was traveling to the shadow when the man accosted me out of nowhere. His eyes starting wildly in fear, he spoke of a haunted mansion in which torches, screams of young ladies can be heard day and night. Hawk Manor, was it? Hawk Manor, yes. Is that you've purchased self-same mansion of its unholy happened some time ago? That's curious indeed. The man who got into this event says it happened not days ago. All within my heart at ease to know his tale was but a fancy born of a few too many flagons of mead. The poor soul had not the air of a drunk or a liar. Perhaps you know someone who could shed some light on the matter? I seek a certain adventure for a cause most just. Are you not Amkip? I thought I had the right aspect. 'Twas you who played the thief in the night of the stone vigil. The dragons guard their keep jealously, it said, and he spent him to the cloudy fortress. 'Twill not be their keep for much longer, however. The forces of Ishgard have massed by the sea of clouds. Now this is for your ears only, but the blockade is but a prelude to an attack. Lord Primal commands the siege, and he would have your counsel. I am but one many who would seek you at his behest. You must be a man of rare quality. The proud knights of Durandare are not accustomed to taking, let alone seeking outside help. Ishgard's in the cradle air I breathe. And yet, I yearn to seeing the stone vigil reclaimed from the Dravinian horde. Do not go to Reborn from to aid Lord Primal. A friend of Nedric's, are you? Then you must be an adventurer with some skill. My business relies on capable people such as you. As a gesture of goodwill, I'm going to share with you a morsel of information. There's a bloke named Geralt. Mixes living weapons and armor and whatnot. They say his skill is the finest in all the realm. Men as a bee's gone to his head, though. Folks don't take to the man, if you get my meaning. Oh, he likes to drink and all. Blooded Bright himself in the forge, though. As a young lad, he was cast out on his ear by his master for the crime of crafting finer wares, and that while pissed drunk. Ever since he's roamed here and there, earning his keep day to day. I have known Geralt since I landed in this business. Ain't seen him for a while, though. The last time I did, the old ford had tears from his eyes and snot dripping his nose. Fallen a hard time, he said. Asked for a bit of coin and time over. Never paid me back, neither. Couldn't say for sure where he is now. Seemed to remember hearing he was in the Black Shroud, putting up a grist mill or something like that. You might do well to commission his work. I'll even forge the relics of Wol if you make it worth his while. And there ain't no other heirs as can do that. If it's relics you come to know about, I promise of payment what might catch your face. Don't look like much, but it'll Geralt of desires to forge. That much I promise. Can't see that thing about it. Off with it. Alice sent you, did she? I suppose she just happened to mention you made contact with Reborn. I suppose she'd be satisfied with me vintage gear. There was a time I practically forgot the shelves bringing an adventure with tombstone by the bucket, but now... Damn divas are fake a lot. I'm not apparently none of you be caught dead in any stuff no more. I've got Mona jumping down my throat, clamoring for something new. Some of the realm ain't heretofore seen. The woman expects too bloody much, I tell ya. But if only contractors all me thugs fitting me my feet and for love boots. Only pissed off bright ideas they sound like a damn yell. Hold your hair, spirits. I know you for somewhere. You're one of the adventurers that started the bloody relic armor movement way back when, ain't you? As I live and breathe. Tried as I might, and holy hells I tried. I wasn't able to quite recreate the masterworks. Somewhat about him, some quality into the great Agonoff or ain't going to match. Suppose I can never try truly suppose one never truly can rival the classics, eh? At least he strikes. That's what he said. You wanted him to remind me of the old days when the armor craft was about their armor, not else. Somewhere along the way I reckon I caught up with the hurdy-burdy and lost my way. You know, it's reckon a high time I got back to basics. Focus more on will be wearing me gear and the pretty tail and the Mikodi selling me the parts. Maybe then I could go see the those satisfied old runner. Cheers, lad. Just kind of just stop by. And while you're here, how about I fix up some of your own set of relic gear? And since Jack-o'-lantern here can augment each and every piece. Of course, assuming you can even bring me the parts. I ain't running a charity. Don't go forgetting your gear neither. Any friend of Hagaloff is more than welcome here. I'm going to help you. Welcome to the Diamond Forge. Here we have about one goal: to offer the services of our crafting facilities in accordance with the Witches in the Ravenous Toll chapter of the Adventurers Guild. First, we're ready to seek, you'll find the door out the door to the right. If there's not else we can help you with, however, then I must ask you to leave. Vintage equipment's fallen out of favor late, though we still deal with them at Rohanna's behest. They're not bespoke items. She won't have valuable shelf space taken up by wares that don't sell, you see. Okay. Okay. Nervous. How she has grown since we last spoke. She puts me to shame with her accomplishments, and for that I am full glad. Oh, I'm speaking for dodge, don't I? That's strange. Oh, messages. A message from the Twin Adder came from the wiki stands while you were out in Mordona. I wasn't privy to the conversation with Antecedent, but I did see the look on her face after he took his leave. Something's definitely amiss. Could be the exile of summoning Garuda again. Or maybe Imperial forces have been sending you within the shroud. Whatever it be, I'm certainly not certain it's nothing you can't handle. Now go talk to the Antecedent. If there's anything you can do. I knew this day would come, yet I prayed it would not come so soon. We have reason to believe another Primal, or an entity resembling one, has been summoned in Gridania. Thine arrival is customary timely, Amkip. The etheric waves leave little room for doubt that talents will be needed ere long. If there be truth in my suspicions, 'tis a familiar foe we face, though one quite unlike the Lady of the Vortex. We dare not do conclusions without evidence, but as Orianji says, the readings bear strong resemblance to ones we observed more than 5 years ago. Though I'd hope the Mongols guard beyond such follies. Suffice it to say, the disturbance warrants full investigation. Thy presence has been requested by the Commander Hilo. He awaited thee at the Adder's Nest. Pray hasten to Gridania Camp Keep. Eden and Papalima will rendezvous with you there. Maybe you like walking the light of the crystal. Manager, baseless rumors notwithstanding, I can assure you that your major talents are not needed here. No heck no chairs have returned to the mines, and even if they had, the stone torches would be seeing the other side so enably as I want. I don't know what you just heard, but that was certainly not the torches scream of some unfortunate miner being considered assigned to the mob of bloodthirsty giant birds in God's vacant depths. Someone else installed to all of it. We thought we had the last of them, but we were wrong. Horribly, dreadfully wrong. Let down our guard we did, and now couple bells and we'll run the damn legion of the fiends, each one nastier than the last. We already lost scores of the men to the chaos. Few that returned to life claimed that once docile spriggans have gone mad, falling upon more minds in droves. So much for being harbinger of wealth, unfortunately. Door torches are loath to lean on the strength of outsiders, but I cannot in good conscience place full pride for the lives of good men any longer. You reclaim its minds once. The torches near the entire nation of Uldar will be far from you dead if you go perform their deed again. Beg of you, friend, banish those fiends to the depths that they may never resurface. A pleasure to see you as always, Amkip. Thank you for answering my summons. Quite frankly, I can think of no one more qualified to... We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let me explain. Check my... I don't know. That's awkward. Not long ago, the Kuplo cop visited the Adder's Nest to request an audience with the Elder Seed. He spoke of an imminent threat to all movable kind, one which would imperil the entire 12-wood if left unchecked. He proved an able ambassador to the Sylphs and would have you reprise the role in our dealings with the movables. The rest of you should hear from Kuplo Cop himself. He awaits you within the Elder Seats here at the Lotus Stand. That's not cooked toast. The other hands have already arrived, sir. May I show you in? I guess it brought ill tidings from those which must needs be hated. Isn't that right, Kuplo Cop? It must be something bad to have gone Koopa Cops this way. Have you ever seen way his thingamagummy is bobbing? A threat to Moogle kind. I'd hope the antecedent suspicions were ill-founded, but I cannot see who else it could be. Please! You have to stop them, but you mustn't kill them. They're not bad, Moogles, Koopo. We're just misguided, gentle, no, firm flashings in order. Yes, no. Calm yourself, Koopo Cop. Can you not see he hasn't the faintest idea what you're talking about? Be quiet this instant. Pray forgive his witless outburst, sister. Most grateful that you've come, Amkip, and on such short notice. Truly, Gridania could not wish one more stalwart ally. But you're doubtless eager to know wherefore we summoned you. Friend Koopa Cop has brought us news of most unsettling development. It would seem that that good King Moogle Mog the 12th has returned to Eorzea. Curious thing to hear, I know. Truth be told, myself cannot say for sure if he's a genuine figure from history or some manifestation of Moogle mythology. Kuplo here would have me believe the former. Once upon a time, we Moogles served the gods in the heavens. It was quite nice up there. Unspeakably beautiful, imaginationally spacious, literally endless supply of wine, Kupo. In spite of this, or possibly because of the last part, the gods eventually became discontented and started squabbling, which made life entirely difficult for the poor Moogles. So good King Moogle Mog 12, may his glorious name live forever, decreed that the time had come to leave Kupo. The realm of man would suffice, he said, so all Moogles should live there instead. Unfortunately, the two realms are so far apart that he couldn't safely fly down. But good King Moogle Mog the 12th, may his miraculous foresight ever be praised, knew exactly what to do. Kupo, he had a rope, you see, the longest one ever woven. This he nobly held while his subjects climbed all the way down to the world below. And that's how Moogles came to this land, Kupo. All except good King Moogle Mog the 12th. May his courageous sacrifice never be forgotten. He alone will remain in heaven so that Moogle kind might at last know peace. Except that he has not remained in the heavens, from what I understand. That being your reason for contacting us, yes? I'll bet he tied the rope to something. Good thinking. Remember again what the problem was with him returning to Eorzea? The problem, Ida, lies in the fact that he was summoned. It is our belief that good King Moogle Mog the 12th is a myth made manifest by a means akin to those employed by the beast tribes in the summoning of their gods. Wait. You're saying that a handful of Moogles with a boatload of crystals wished really, really hard and just sort of appeared? Would that even work? What I cannot fathom was I even try. With Garuda humbled and the ultimate weapon destroyed, what new threat could have prompted them to take so drastic a measure? Might that not itself would be the answer. Twice in the last half-decade, Eorzea has been brought into the very brink of destruction, only to be spared at the very last by the heroics of a few chosen few. To you who braved those tempests and survived by virtue of your own strength, this later period of peace would doubtless seem a welcome respite. But to those who had not the power to defend themselves, who were spared only by another's grace, this is merely the calm before the storm. I think the Moogles guard are afraid that tomorrow will bring, and that things may not end so well as they did yesterday. That fear has driven them to call upon them a greater power, one they believe can be relied upon to protect their loved ones and the homes come what may. I assure you, Moogles guard only want to protect the forest of the farm outsiders. Ever since the return of good King Moogle Mog 12, may his boundless grace fill our hearts with love, they've started to get a little carried away with Kupo, verging on a lot, in fact. Like the selves to summon Ramu, you mean? We cannot discount the possibility that this entity is influencing Moogles in a manner similar to that of a Primal. We share the same concern. Whoever or whatever the king may be, it's our belief that he poses a threat not only to Moogle kind, but to Gridania as a whole. Thus, we do beseech you, Amkip, confront good King Moogle Mog the 12th and drive him from our midst. humbly do I thank you. The sanctuary of Mughals guard and their liege lord is concealed by the magical wards. Brother E. Sumayan and the Conjurers Guild will doubtless be able to offer insight into how they may be dispelled. But I seek this counsel ere we proceed any further. Feared with good friends, good King Mughal the 12th, you must needs find a way to defeat these magical defenses. For such matters, Brother E. Sumayan is something of an authority, for I consult him without delay. Welcome, Amkip, welcome. That you should be the one who faced the good King Mughal the 12th is of great comfort. To me and the elementals both. As I'm sure you know, the Mughals are not by their nature a warlike race. Yet should the king be suffered to remain, it is like that his influence will bring about a change in them. Thus, does it behoove us to defeat him quickly, before any lasting damage is done. Make whatever preparations you deem necessary for me when you're ready to seek the king. It is well that you're here, Amkip. Some burdens are too heavy to bear even for those so favored and to abide. Know that you are chosen as much as your true heart as your skill. I speak to you in the name of the three seed seers. The eldest, Kani Senna, you already know as the guardian of our fair land. 2 siblings has she. It is the youngest of this pair, Arun Senna, who hears the voice of the elementals with greatest clarity. And what he has heard lately is troubling indeed. These dark stirrings have been traced to the lost city of Amdapur in the South Shroud. The city once throve over the fullness of magic during the 5th astral era, but has been sealed in the wickedness to demise. Alas, the Topes would have been out of balance since the calamity. So riotous has its aspect become that the seal has been severely weakened. When this happened, the forests surrounding the city began to wither and die. We would enjoin you to investigate the cause. Now, I must confess that this is a task for the Twin Adder normally, but we do not know of a normal times, Amkip. The company is spared thin, and you are stout with success. Will you not assist? It is well that you send, for the need is great. Go now to see Sarah Rael Santa at Camp Tranquil, and listen well to what she says of her brother's divination. The wards barring access to the King's Sanctuary can only be nullified through the use of enchanted keystones. The self-same method employed 5 years ago when the first king was summoned to Eorzea. It was a great regret that we were forced to sanction the slaying of the guardians who then held the keystones, when none were in our possession at the time. But the grace of the elementals, however, we have been spared that burden on this occasion. Kubal Kop confided to me that he has been entrusted with a set of keystones by the Mogul guards himself. Yet, wishing not to betray their confidence, he begged me to find some other means of gaining entry to the King's Sanctum. Alas, I have not been able to do so, and dare not labor any longer, for fear the Mughals might succumb to the corrupting influence of their liege lord. We must needs have Kubal Kop's keystones, pray go to him and beg his assistance. He waits you at Westward Pier. Press upon him in our great need, and I'm certain he will yield. friend, it is good to see you again. How I could wish I could greet you with more joyful tidings. I trust you've heard the rumors. Yes, I fear they're true, and then some. Oh, wherever shall I begin? As you released my lady from her torment, a deed of bravery of Candace I will remember until the last of my days. Paid a visit to the Wood Whalers and told them the trail of Dylan's tragedy that the guardians of the 12 Women might know the truth. Though the Whalers did not doubt my words, they insisted on a thorough investigation of the matter. Without witnessing my lady's remains for themselves, I was told. They could hardly vouch for the city's safety. Pretty judgment, I thought, and I did not argue. It is what happened next that confounded everyone, myself most of all. A contingent of Wood Whalers is dispatched to the manor, and I personally escorted them in. This would be the last I saw of them before everyone returned. Minutes turned to hours and prolonged the nights surrounded in that silent manor. 'Twas then screams began again. Ungodly, heart-rending screams that shall be burned in my memory forevermore. Against my veteran reasoning, I mustered the courage to peer inside. Oh, how I wish I had not. For I peered back, friend, was someone, nay, something, for which I saw surely possessed no soul like you or I, that has no right to exist in our world. Whalers have dispatched another contingent to investigate the matter. The fools! Do they not see that they are their own death sentence? I cannot save them, but you, friend, you may succeed where I had so miserably failed. I implore you, pray, come to our aid once more. So, how will you do it, Kubo? Oh, he told you about that. Well, if there's surely another way, I'll do it, Kubo. Take the ferry to Sweet Bloom Clear, I'll go on ahead.